Good afternoon, YouTube. Man, all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Only Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we're already into the second week of this month. I mean, time is flying. I had a busy week. And this is my third interview, and the first one for this, actually the second one for this week, but the third one for this month. I mean, I'm trying to keep active. I want you guys who are fans of these ladies. I always want to bring you some, something for you to enjoy. And I have a lovely lady right here. And this lady I've been talking to a good while on social media. Been talking back and forth on IG. One of the people that follow me on my channel recommended her to me. And I've been reaching out. Been trying, like, a guy is trying to get this girl to come to your house for a long time. And you say, I finally got it. I finally got it. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna wild out, but we're gonna also be at the same time respectful. So we have the lovely Mrs. Kim Watson, or you also might know her as Nurse Kim Fitness. So that's one of your monikers you go by.
Yes.
And this lady's been in the game for quite some time. She has been a competitive bodybuilder, good part. I would say going back always to the 90s, 80s.
92.
92
when I started. Yeah.
To me, that was kind of like the silver age of women's bodybuilding. To me,
I think so.
Yeah, because I think the late 70s to the 80s were the golden age, and then in the 90s you had Linda coming in. You had a picture of a lady that I'm a fan of back in the day that you were standing with. And we're gonna put a picture real quick for you guys, and this is her and Sandy Riddell.
Yes.
I think it's Chris Camille in the back.
I think
Chris Camille. And Sandy was just an amazing woman. She had a great look to her, very attractive, great muscle. There's always that debate that in '89 she should have won Miss Olympia, but Corey was the big dog back then, and you always that old saying that Ric Flair said, "To beat a man, you got to beat the man." Woo! Yeah. So share with us how such a lovely lady get into the sport of muscle and masculinity.
It's not a very exciting story. I've told it a few times. I always worked out, and actually I had taken a travel nurse contract to Georgia, and I had to find a new gym, to work out. And it was a goal. Goals were big back then. And I walked into the gym. I'd been, training for a while, and someone came up to me and said, "Oh, do you compete?" And I said, "In what?" I was like, what are you talking about? Bodybuilding. I had no idea there was even a sport. And they're like, "Oh, you should compete. You look great." And I thought, all right, well, let me look into this, bodybuilding stuff. And that's when it used to be on ESPN back in the day. So I started watching it, and I was like, this is really cool. I can do this. And I haven't even really been training that hard. And I look, I think I can do this. And then it was history.
Yeah, I remember, I lived out in the country. We didn't have cable until we moved into the town. I remember it used to be on NBC.
Yes.
Back in the day, you can catch it on NBC, ESPN, Fox News. I was talking with some people how now only time you can really watch bodybuilding if you go watch the pay-per-views. Had a couple of shows this weekend, or you'll find some old videos and stuff online. There's a lot of stuff you can find here. Some classic stuff, some stuff is out there, and not a lot of people talk much about y'all women. Other maybe I would say if you do talk about women, it's going to be mostly, as I call them, the TNA divisions, and that is, we all know what that is. That's bikini and wellness. That's what it's, but
that's what it is.
A lady like yourself who's been in this game, competing alongside with some women who are up and coming, women who are legends, and this is for me. This is just a real pleasure. Like next to I interview people like Nancy Lewis, and that's a great lady. Sue Price, my dear friend.
I remember her.
Yeah, my dear friend, the late Rhonda Lee Kresma. I mean, those ladies who came up in that era, like yourself, they just really were just amazing. We got here Andre Alexander. I think you know Andre. He says the man is here. Yeah, thank you, Andre. He says this. I have no lube, George. Oh, we don't need that. Thank you. That's a little too much. TMI, brother. Also, this is from the captain of a starship. She could have been in a movie in that photo. Yeah, back then, I think, and also this is from the captain of the starship. It's funny these women didn't have a clue before competing. Then when they do, they're like college professors in the sport. They know a lot. Yeah. And because back then when bodybuilding started, I think you can say when it first started, it's kind of like bikini. but then it evolved over time,
Hmm.
and then you ladies carried up the high heels, and then you had the Carla Dunlaps, the um, Lisa Lyons, you had Richard Blesh, you had
Yeah.
Corey, you had Judith Bergman, and then you kept on going, and then those women in that era, and then as you see as a competitor, you see how sport has evolved over time,
Yes.
and in your mindset, it's just a fact of any sport, the evolution.
I think more so in bodybuilding because when I started, it was just one entity. When I competed, it was just one. You were bodybuilding. You were lightweight, middleweight, or heavyweight, and that was it. And then when I got back into it, I always kind of followed it, but not closely. When I was raising my family, and just life. So when I got back into it, I was like, wow, it's really changed. Really changed. With the high heels and the I said, how many categories? Bikini and figure, and then fitness.
Yeah, it's like this because with those divisions they came around because I remember I was talking to one lady how they needed some divisions to fit for some of the women because some women like you remember Sharon Bernot, how she was
Yes,
kind of like
yeah,
on the small side,
yeah.
and she did fitness for a good while. Her and
Mm-hmm.
Laura Bass, the late Laura Bass,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually that division changed because I remember we were talking how women changed from it was more like I think fitness was like a precursor for CrossFit originally because they did a lot of more athletic stuff,
Yes.
and then it switched over to what you see now, like the Erica Deers, Missy Trescott's, and the other ladies in divisions now, where it's more acrobatic and dancing.
Mm-hmm.
We got here from my man. This is my man Jay Warrior 1000. He says, like your tattoos, and
Thank you.
and also he says, uh, wait, he says, what are they actually? So what's your tats? I see that.
Okay, so which one? Oh, this one is an elephant. You can see
I
it.
can see it. Yeah, yeah.
Elephants are supposed to be good luck. Not sure if it worked, but no, I'm just kidding. That's the elephant. And then this one was designed to look like me. It's a sugar skull.
Uh huh.
I love sugar skulls. Then I've got one here. That's an Italian saying, family is everything.
hmm
And just a little heart on my wrist. But this one, I have a sleeve I have planned out to cover my whole arm. Just
hmm
haven't gotten to it yet. I
Yeah,
like
that's
tattoos.
Yeah, a lot. I think I see a lot of ladies are wearing tattoos now these days in the sport. I'm not a big fan of tattoos. I never had.
Mm-hmm.
I got family members, and friends have. I don't know. It's one thing if somebody sticking a needle in your arm because it's a nurse. Another thing is like
Yeah,
dragging that across your skin.
it's
Oh
painful.
no,
It's
no. But
painful.
they're addictive. Like for some
It
competitors,
is.
it's just as addictive as getting breast implants. So what I
Yeah.
see in the sport now. This is from my man. You know. KL the Wanderer, he says, this is the official Muscle Talk Monday. Way to go, George. Yeah, because, this is my Muscle Talk Monday because usually used to have a partner and we talked about what's going on. But I say, you know what? I'm going to make this a special muscle. This is my special Muscle Talk Monday for the lovely Mrs. Kim Watson. This is, we do appreciate her time and coming in here. And guys, if you want to follow her social media stuff is in the description. You can follow her. She's on IG. She's on Facebook. She's on TikTok.
Yeah.
She's on everything.
I'm everywhere.
Yeah. She also you can follow. She's also, if you're interested, she go to her IG. She also because this is one thing a lot of ladies can use help in. She has a Cash App and also a PayPal. So if you feel like you
Mm-hmm.
have the way or the means to make a little donation to help these ladies get on the way, this is good. But this is my rule, and this is no offense to you, Kim. No D pics. Stop it. Stop it. I know, you guys, you see the ladies, they get buffed in the outfits, they're oiled up and tanned up. You get that little tickle in your pickle. But don't do that. This is somebody's mom. This is somebody's grandma. You don't come on, have some respect for you. Come on. But saying that they say you left sports, started your family, and how many kids you have?
I have two boys.
Two boys. I'm a son. I'm a boy's son too. I love my
You're a
mom. We
mama's boy.
uh,
Yep.
like that. Truthfully, a boy's best friend is his mother, and my mother. She's been gone for about 3 years, and I miss her. But I have a lot of respect for yourself, and also you have a little grandbaby.
Yes, my younger son decided to make me a grandmother.
That was his fault. He said, he can talk about more person than me. Hey, mom, we was an accident.
He
So,
didn't even ask. No, didn't
so
even ask.
that was no accident, son. You just don't follow a woman and just say, hey, she's pregnant. But
Yeah.
how's that feeling when because I saw you posted a while about that. He, what's the baby's name?
Ocean.
Ocean, and he went through a hard time when he was born,
Yeah,
and
he was born at 26 weeks. We had to fly up. She went on vacation to Pennsylvania and went into labor. So we had to fly up there, and they were just stuck up there for I think it was 8 weeks. So that was a rough time, but he's doing great.
hmm
Doing great.
how many months he is now?
I'm sorry.
How many months he is now?
Let's see, he was born December 19th. So when they're preemies, they kind of adjust their age to like what they do. But he was born December 19th.
So that's it's about
I
four,
lost track already.
7, 8 months. So it's about
God,
time flies. It seems like
time flies.
it
He's going to
just
be a
seemed like
year old. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
because it just seemed like um the new year just started.
Isn't it crazy? And
And
yeah,
oh, I think I remember as a kid, it seemed like it took time forever. Like birthdays seemed like it just took forever to come, and Christmas is like 1,000 years from now. But now birthday's like every other day, and Christmas is down the corner. It's just time flies, especially when you get older. Here we have
yes.
here JW Warrior says, the golden age era of women's bodybuilding was the best. Yeah, I think it was a good part. I would say the late 70s, early 80s, and then I think silver age was
Yes.
the 90s, and then you went to I think the bronze age about the early 2000s, and now I think we're in the modern age right now for bodybuilding. Also, um, this is from my man KL One. He says, Nurse Kim, do you look at Ink Masters or Blank Ink Crew? Do you ever watch those shows?
Oh yes, I used to. Right now, I don't watch any television really. When I used to watch television, I did have watched those. Yes.
Yeah, because I don't watch that much cable television. I still watch television, but I don't
Yeah.
watch cable. I know that dude Caesar, he's working with a girl who I follow, and he just competed in a show in men's physique, and he's doing that now. And I think the show came back. I think my brother still watches some other films, but I never really got into it like that. This is from my man JW. He says this. He says the IFBB Atlanta Pro Show is coming this weekend. Oh yeah, I know. So that's the second time to have it. Last year I went to my first bodybuilding show.
Oh
I
wow.
I went to Savannah because where I live in South Carolina, I'm
Mhm.
only I live in North Carolina, about 2 miles from South Carolina border, and Savannah's pretty close for me. I went took a train, went down there. I said I always wanted to go because one point was two things was either were didn't have the money
Yeah, it's
but had the
expensive.
time, but had the money but didn't have the time. So I said, you know what, this is something I always want to do because, like I said, yeah, I was taking care of my mom for a long time, and then, this was last year. I said, you know what, I started saving the money. I went, I enjoyed myself, and I met some women, and I met some bodybuilders before then. It was a great opportunity. As I start doing this content. So, Do you remember what was that first feeling in your first show when you started competing?
Oh, I'll never forget it. It was for the Gold's Gym show, and I got ready in like 6 weeks. I just started training. I mean, not 6 weeks. It was 6 months. And I said, well, let's just do it. And the prep and everything, I just fell in love with it. I thought it was. I know to find prep like fun, but I just fell in love with it. And being on stage, I was like, this is my happy place. This is great. And the
Yeah.
fact that I won made it better.
Well, that's good. You should enjoy yourself because like a lot of ladies, they get into sport, they say get nervous. It's the butterflies, they afraid. And back then when you ladies were competing, it was even though it was still a little bit expensive, it has changed ever since.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to some ladies
I
like,
did my own tan. We did our own tan, tanned each other in the back. We were doing our own hair. Now, when I got back into it, I'm like, God, I need hair. I need makeup. Now I have to buy jewelry. Didn't have to worry about any of that back then. And the suit was basic, the suits from back then. Just pick a color and that was it. You ordered it online, it came in the mail. Now you got to have a suit fitting and they're all bedazzled. It's so different.
yeah, because really, you have to ladies because really they want your ladies to be more presentable, to bring in more attention. Especially, I think it's more helpful especially for the more muscular divisions such as women's physique,
Yeah.
bodybuilding. You look at the figure girls and you see how when you were coming back, were you kind of like decided what division you want to do? Where you feel like I'm
Oh
not no longer body.
yes. I'm still stuck in that, and I have a hard time because I love that physique from the '90s, the Corey Everson physique, and that's not bodybuilding anymore at all. It's not bodybuilding, that type of physique. So I thought I probably look like maybe a figure girl. I'm thinking, and I'm like, there's no way I'm not wearing high heels. Like that's just against my better, because I'm so old school. I'm like, I just can't do it. I
Yeah.
love the category. And actually, last year I thought maybe I should get some heels. I don't know because I'm not big enough for women's physique. Can't do it. Can't do
Well,
it.
there's a lady who I follow. Her name is Jeannie. I think Akoya. I forgot how to say her name is. And she's from Vegas. She earned a pro card. I think last year in women's um well, I'm gonna say figure, right? There's no,
Figure.
you know,
Yeah.
and she decided to retire because she didn't get a pro card, but because she said she feel like she wanted to go up to physique because this is Jenny.
See, now that to me, that's old school bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah, I think one thing she said that her tattoos is one thing. She felt like she would never get to Olympia with her tats, and one thing that is sometimes it does kind of take
Yeah.
away overall physique, like especially if you are having some places like especially your arms and more
Hmm.
places they just want to look at, and you feel like you won your show back because that was the Thai Pope, I think that was.
The Typo Classic. That was my first show back in the game. And
Hmm.
back in the day, I wasn't nervous. It was a great experience, but my anxiety was like on a scale of 500. It was, it was bad.
Yeah, well I
Forgot
know.
my whole routine. It was just, and now the jitters are all out. So I think it was just that first show back doing it.
Yeah, a lady who I met a while back, who I did an interview with, we become good friends. Amanda Snooks was at that show too, and
Oh, I
Amanda told
love
me,
Amanda.
yeah,
That's
she
how
told
we
me,
became friends.
yeah, she told me when I was saying I'm going to interview her. She saw a post. I said, George, I love her. She's a great lady, and yeah, and Amanda, she's a great lady too. She just had a birthday. Was it last month? She's also, if you follow Amanda, you can, I have a channel. If you know my channel, which is the on Facebook, which is the Lions Den Female Bodybuilding Community Channel. If you want to help out, Amanda, especially, she's trying to, try to get to be a pro, you can make donations. You can appreciate. And also, it says again, you can go to Kim's social media, and you feel like you have a little bit, a little chump change you want to throw around. I know,
Mhm.
you just got off the holidays. You try to get more money in because you're off that whole week for the fourth. But hey, these days can use this help. Right here we have here. This is from AKL. He's a hater. He says, George the bouncer, you all. Yeah, he
Uh,
because he picks on because what, but he's really cool, but he picks on me. But one of my jobs, I used to have quite a few jobs when I was younger. I used to hold two jobs. My first job was I used to when I was younger. I used to work in the fields with my family. We were sharecropping. Did that a little bit when I was younger, and then I got my first real job working at a gas station, and then I got a job working at textiles, and then later on I got another job where I worked in what they call a gentleman's club, or
well,
you know,
yeah, one of
and
those.
yeah, it was. I did that for a good while. Bounced around here and there, a couple of jobs. But one thing about the say about the clean heel thing. I mean, it's tough. But those women know how to do it. I know I was did an interview with a lady named Lisa Balash, and she told me she loves her clean heels. She loves her heels. She even worked out on a treadmill wearing her heels. I
Yeah, they
mean,
do. I've seen some of them.
yeah, that's
I
crazy.
just, it did cross my mind again, but I just, no.
No, it's not for
It's not
you.
me. It's not me.
Yeah, but
And the physique some of these women have look like the bigger physiques look like physique category. So those two categories just kind of confuse me. The more I watch, some of the women they look like they could do either or.
Yeah, because it's like I talk about this, how the lines are blurring
Yes.
between if you look at like some of the ladies now, just see some ladies who went up to one thing. A lot of ladies say that they want to go up because I want to lose my femininity. I don't want to
Yeah.
be. But then is you evolving? Like you even see girls in bikinis say, you know what, I can do figure, I can do wellness. Eventually you see some girls in figure say, you know what, I can either go up to physique or kind of go sideways and
Hmm.
do wellness. But then if you have too much muscle density for wellness, even those wellness girls are really built because many of them were one
Yeah.
time either bikini or even figure girls or even physique competitors. I know a lady who I did interview, her name is Daphne. She competed physique for a good while. She's in your neck of woods in Florida, but she switched over to wellness last year. But I think she's going back Tattoo physique because she has
upper body.
guns. She has guns. She has arms. I mean, I think it's probably better for her that way. This is for a man, um, Andre. He says this, trying to figure out what deep pics are. And my man JW busting his balls saying, Andre, I think you should know by now. Can't help you with that. And also, this is from my man JW. He says this. He says, has Kim ever been to Bear Francis' gym before and trained there? Now, that's one of those as a legend sport, Bear Francis. You
Yes.
ever met Bear Francis?
No, I've never met her. No, never been to that gym. No.
Yeah, I know it's a popular gym. I mean, her husband Steve Winstrom. Bev was the one you might well say changed bodybuilding.
Mhm.
Because she was competing in the era we still had Rachel McLeod, she had Carla Dunlap, and a couple of ladies, the Kay Baxter like that. But she came in, she was just brought something different, and there was a big debate about her. Now you look at
Mhm.
women now, she would be still kind of small compared to maybe like
Yes.
even someone like Natalia Coelho would be bigger than her, or
Hmm.
someone like even some of the smaller physique women. I figure girls still be bigger than her, but it's just she brought a different level of muscle.
Definitely. No, I agree.
Yeah. So here we got here. This is from Andre. He says, "JW, I just figured it out. No dog pics."
No, no, no.
Dude, you're a little slow there. Now, as we're talking about, you stepped away, started a family, and then you started to come back. What made you want to come back after so many years and living your life? And because you are a registered nurse, and like I said again,
Hmm.
you know, we thank you for your service because
Oh,
we
you're
appreciate
welcome.
nurses. Like I said, I would take care of my mom a long time. She had a CNA, and I help her on other stuff like. And we appreciate what y'all nurses go through. What made you think about coming back after being out for almost like practically I think 30 years?
Well, I never stopped training. That's the thing. So I was always training. So it was just training and then getting that bug again. So, I became a personal trainer. I was training other people. Actually, the real story is then I started working back in the ICU. And Cindy Reyes, um, Swole Queen, she's on, Instagram. Her fiance was, I had him as a coach for a time. But anyway, um, I started working at the hospital and they said, "Oh, you're the bodybuilding nurse." And I'm like, well, I didn't understand where that was coming from. They were confusing me with her. Um, and I was like, God, bodybuilding. And the thought popped into my head. And I'm like, I could probably do this again. I think I could do this again. Why not? Why not make a comeback? Um, so that's how I got the bug again. Yeah. Then I started following her journey, and I was like, God, I want to do this again. I have to do this again.
Yeah, I
So
think
yeah,
I
I
know.
never stopped training. I always have been trained. I did step classes, spin. I've done. I've always kept involved in fitness.
So you just like say you just kept stuff in good shape, especially after having kids, because with women after you have kids, your body changes. You're not always gonna be right and tight. When and but you kept yourself in shape, especially raising two boys. That's my mom she had to raise the six of us, and
Oh
that's
no, no, oh
her
no.
hey plus two grandkids.
Oh,
But she did it. She did it. I love my mom. My father, and my mother together for 55 years. While we were living here in North Carolina, my dad lived in New Jersey. But but that's how it's done. Here we got here. This is from JW. Uh, he says here, Andre Sanders, this should go back to covering tats right now. Yeah, and also he says this. He says, back in the day, they made you cover up the tattoos. Yeah, because they kind of, I think one thing with the judges, felt like it kind of distracts from the rest of your
mm-hmm.
body, and and people really want to look at the overall physique, you know. But now I think, like I said, I saw a picture of Jen. There's a lot of competitors who have them. I mean,
There's so
but
many. Yeah.
yeah. So one thing, me personally, I don't like the back tattoos. It's like, especially if you have a great back, and get they're like the Japanese yakuza tattoo style. I mean,
Mm.
it's because quite often you've seen this that the back can make or break how you place of a show.
Yeah, my back is that's my little bit my downfall. So maybe I should just cover it with tattoos, and then you won't see how bad it looks.
So, so your last show, what was your critique from the judges? What they because I know a lot of you competitors want to get feedback from what
I
the
didn't even go. I already knew, so there was no point of hearing it all over again.
yeah.
That's how I
So
look at it.
yeah. So what's the thing that you feel like you need to work on? Which is your best asset, and which is your worst asset you want to work on? And what's your routine like in during your
My
day?
legs. My legs are my best. I've actually cut back training them. I was training them 3 times a week just because I love training legs and because they respond so well. Um, so it's my back. It's my back, my lats. Even when I competed when I was younger, your muscles have maturity. So when I got back into it, everything kind of came back quick. Quick. My legs came back. My biceps were never that big, but I never had a big back. So it's like I'm in new territory here, making, at my age, trying to make muscle grow. No, that has never grown before. There's no memory back there. It doesn't remember what to do.
Well, I learned one lady told me that one thing when you're older, it doesn't take but too long because the fact is when you're younger, like she was telling me how we are talking about the other day, how sometimes it takes these young competitors like maybe 10 years or more to really get to that level
To
because they need the
mature
time to grow and
muscle.
develop.
Yep.
Yeah. And when you ladies are in your, I would say late 30s, early 40s, 50s, you really boom, because
Yep.
all the time you put in the work, even though you hadn't competed for a long time.
No, yeah, it came back. It came back fairly quick, but it's like then I got to the point where I was kind of how I looked when I was younger, and you're going to win from the back, and my back is. I just can't get it to grow. We are working hard. I really work, and my glutes. Super proud of those because I had no glutes, so that's come along. But the back, it's really a struggle. It's
Yeah.
it's a struggle.
Yeah. Well, folks, we're gonna jump in her IG for a bit and look at some pictures and posts. She has some great stuff here. So guys, be calm, be cool, and let's be gentlemen here. And this is a picture from the back. This nice little video you got here. A little picture, and you got a nice. Yeah, your back can be
See,
issue, but yeah,
I've improved. That's a big improvement. It's not
yeah,
great at all by any means, but
yeah. And you do, and like my man Al Pacino says, you got a great ass. Yeah, and here we got here. This is you working out. This is you're in the wearing your suits. And it's nice. Nice little color. Because back in the day, this was something. You only win for competition, but you win for photo sessions.
yes,
And people like that. Some guys are like pretty much. This is another back pick. You look like you're getting those back abs. That's one thing that's told you that your back is going. You start getting those back abs.
it's like I said, the struggle is
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, struggle is real, and here, and this is what a while back she had a little controversy. I don't know why this happened, and we're gonna pull it up here.
Oh my,
That
yeah, that's the issue. There we have the issue.
yeah, see, this was posted, and I said right here, this is me right here saying what in the hell? And I mean, because it said that the post has been removed for the post goes against our community guidelines. What? Come on, man. Come on. Don't give it that bull.
That
You
is
know.
not a bad pick. I mean, I have a suit on. I'm just standing sideways.
I think this is the
Um,
one. This is the video right here.
So I put the video up, and I had made a TikTok with the same picture, and they kept that up. So if it was an AI type of thing where it picked up whatever, that would have been taken down, which leads me to believe it was a troll or someone that reported my picture.
Or snitch.
Or a friend, could be a friend, you never know, or what you call a
No,
friend.
no, no. They're not friends. Those
They're
those
not.
those people are friends. This is her. She does a lot of cardio, but she has to cut back. Here she is.
Yeah, I had to come on and talk about it.
Yeah. Gotta give her a minute. She's takes a while.
Yeah,
Just
I
wanted
forget sometimes.
just there. I'm going for my walk, so I would address the elephant in the room, or should I say the ass in the room? I'm so funny. Oh my goodness. Get it? The ass in the room that was in the room that's not in the room anymore. Where did I come up with that? That's pretty creative, isn't it? Oh yeah. So I'm on here to talk about what just happened on Instagram because now like everything, my messages are blowing up because people are finding it hard to believe. Can you hear me okay? I don't know. It's like super windy out, and I'm walking, and I don't know. Maybe that's better. Is that better?
That's better.
So yeah, um, it is what it is. I think that's someone's name on here. It is what it is. So I put that picture. I thought it was a cool picture. Um, it was just me posing sideways in like the suit I used to take my. Actually, it's a bathing suit. It's not even like a posing suit. And Instagram said I went against community standards. All right, you all scroll through Instagram a lot. You've seen some of these women, like, shocking that they even allow some of this stuff on here. And then you got little old me sideways, kind of sticking my booty out, and I'm going against community standards.
That's some shit.
That is, because you know what? I could tell you this quick story. I posted a video one time. It was like I post videos on my channel every now and then, and it was, it was just short, and it was this chick just dancing. You know, she's dancing, cute. You know, she wasn't naked; she was clothed, and she was dancing. You know, and they tell me, well, it was they had to put the age restriction on it. I said, she's not like she's naked. And one time I had posted picture. I make videos where I talk about show, and I poach. I take I poach the picture as the avatar for the video. Then they told me because the women were naked. These were women in posing suits. You know, they would whoever reported, because sometimes people just do shit because they got nothing else to do, and they just like to start. You know, and then the problem is YouTube and these other social media companies are lazy. They don't like look and research and say, you know what, let's look at it first before we jump to conclusions. And see if this is, if it's just a picture. There's a picture of chicks standing in posing suits, bikinis. There's chicks dancing. I've seen there's one video somebody posted. This is KL. He knows about it. He saw it. And I think he shared it with me. How this one girl, she's doing like this. What?
And that's okay. That's okay.
So that's okay.
Yeah,
so,
that's okay.
You can post somebody simulating a sexual kind of move. I mean, okay. But we have issue with me posting somebody just dancing. I mean, she wasn't naked. She was wearing a dress, maybe a little bit of skin, but nothing, risque. Like, but they didn't give me. They didn't slap. They just say that it was just, it wasn't against my channel or anything. They just say they just put the restriction on. But what I'm saying. This is for a man. Andre says this. He says, my first job was Esso. The name changed to Exxon in '71. I was in the 5th grade, and you too young to be on payroll. I worked at our family Exxon back in then at 12. Yeah, we used to do like field work. We worked sharecropping. We got paid, so that on the table. That's not back, but you can't do it now too much. Everybody's worried about taxes. This is also from Andre says the side pick, but the side pick butt pick was nothing wrong with it. And also he says that side ass pick shut down IG. And this is from man, KL Wonder. They should have tattoo muscle competitions. I'm just wondering. Well, the thing is, there was no point because you think about it, even though you don't have a lot of competitors that tattoos, everybody may not have them. But anyway, as a competitor, you like I said, you competed in I would say the silver age of the sport. You're competing now. What is your thoughts how the sport is going? You feel like there should be more incentive for your competitors, especially you're in the amateur league?
Yeah, I'm not. I always say, I don't know, after doing it so long, in my mind, I'm like a pro. That's how I look at it. But no, I still compete in amateur. I don't know how to answer that.
We'll get back to it later, but I feel like this is bodybuilding is not a very lucrative sport unless you or like I know a friend of mine showed me how she has to monetize herself. She does stuff like
exactly.
Only
you have to. That's the thing. Why this year? Well, I needed a solid year to get my backside going. There's just no ifs, ands, buts, or anything. These people too that you see compete, and the first thing, I don't know how they afford it, and I never see them have like a good time off. I mean, I guess if you're happy with your physique, just keep competing. They do 2 or 3 shows a year. That is so much. But if you're at a place where I guess you don't need to make an improvements. I mean, I think we all do, but it's expensive. So my point was, I don't know how they do it. So this year, and even off season can be expensive. Not as expensive, you have your food, your supplements, not all the expense of the show, but it's definitely not cheap.
Mm-hmm. Also, you have your coach, your trainer.
Coaching fees. I've got my coach.
Those also a factor because you know what, you can't do this sport. Well, I don't know if some ladies will tell me you can't do this without a coach. It's hard to do it on your own, especially for I was like this a woman, because women are even though men and women were the same race, we're both humans, but we're different species. There's things about a woman has that a man doesn't. There's things men have. Like one thing, men, we have more of a body strength. Women, you have because you have a lower center of gravity, you get babies. Men, we have the body strength because we have to be stronger. Our purpose, this is like this. Man's purpose of life is to breed, die, battle, and that's about it. That's it. Women, you can do whatever you want. You have babies, you raise family like that. Yeah, like I said, I watched my mom raise us kids, and it's a lot of work for a woman, and especially when you're in a sport in which people don't like the idea of women changing their looks and aspects. Like especially, I know you get it.
Yes, I get it. Oh my goodness, because I've really in the 3 years, I've changed drastically. It's been my hair shorter. I've changed. I get a lot of shit. I do. I do. I guess I look now that I got muscles and short hair, so I get called transgender. You got to have some tough skin to let those kind of comments just like roll. Like, this is my sport. This is what I do. I don't understand people who run. I can make fun. I don't understand that concept. Just because you can't understand my sport, don't be mean. Mm-hmm. But this is a sport where you're actually changing your look, how you look.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, you are a lady and you are beautiful. And like my other guy says, yeah, like this, you are beautiful. Yes. When people see some things that don't fit their mindset, their mentality, just, like you could be a cop and you get shot and no one breaks his eye. But, if a mayor gets shot, everybody goes crazy. I'm sorry, he has to come out every now and then,
I needed that.
Yeah, I like I said, I know some ladies I do that. They like Mayor K. He's a hater. He's like, I was doing this one woman said, George, how you? Because women like the bad guys. They like the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
They like, they like the jokers.
Unfortunately,
yeah. Because you I'm a nice guy, but you say, nah, I don't want you.
Nope.
I'm gonna shoot on you. I don't care about you. Just will off you.
You're my man.
That's it. Like, you could be young, but this is from Maria Andre says this. He says, if you're transgender, I'm officially gay, Dre. And I can say, like I said, if that's the thing is that you're still you. This is one thing that shows that you're a woman. You have kids.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
You have kids. So if that's not enough to prove that you're a woman, what else do you need? I mean, with this is how I feel. Like, say, when I started getting in bodybuilding, because I was younger, my brother used to play football here in our hometown. He used to get the muscle mags, and I used to like the guys like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnold, and the guys like Lee Haney and the Tom Plazas. Tom Plaza, he was the blueprint for He-Man. That's where people get the idea of He-Man from, Tom Plaza. And then, growing up, I think a good part of the early 80s, Corey Everson coming out, Angela Langer, Carla Dunlap, Bev Francis. Those women just kind of changed my pubescent mind because I get into my teenage years. It's just something that was different. Some people might not like it, but I've always been a fan of ladies. And when I started this, because I said I was taking care of my mom, and I needed something to help with my mindset, because you understand about being in a nurse, how sometimes people, it affects your mindset. And I started just making, talking about women in the bodybuilding world, making content. And then I started reaching out to ladies and doing interviews. And then I enjoyed talking with you ladies like yourself and guarding friendships with y'all. And, it's often I make little pictures and send it to her. And some ladies appreciate that because you know what? There'll be days like, I remember one time, me and this lady were sitting, she's different. We just talk on the phone for about maybe 2 hours. Because sometimes women just still, with men, you need someone. Because, like I said, I work with women for a long time. I work at a strip club. I work in textiles. I
Mm.
worked with women for almost 20 years. I remember guys telling me, George, man, you work at a strip club. You work on those girls, man. Clothes on, clothes off. Women are aggravated. But yeah, remember,
Yep.
women, y'all sometimes just need somebody to talk to. If you talk to a man and you don't do anything more than just listen and just and maybe that tries to solve your problems, but give you feedback. This is for a man, Andre. He says this. Um, you a pro in your heart, Kim. Also, this is from man KL the Wanderer. He says, Nurse Kim, do you jog in your cardio routine? So you're like I said, you say you're coming back, you're jogging. So what was
Oh, I
what
was
was
out.
your
I get my steps in. Right now, my only cardio, no cardio. I just walk because my job at night's kind of sedentary. So, I mean, everybody should make sure they get their steps in every day. So I have a little step counter. I try and hit 10,000 steps. Try to. Some days it's 400. Don't ask. Yep.
Yeah, I know, like especially on you because you work at night. You gather in the floor. Boo, boo, boo. How many hours you work at night? I know
So I go in at 5:30. Shift starts at 6 to 6. So 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
that's nearly about 12 hours.
It's a 12-hour shift. Yes. Same
Oh,
thing. Yeah. It's nursing's 12-hour shifts, in the hospital. And well, I work in corrections now, so it's the same.
oh, corrections.
Yeah.
What the guys you just got out of your locker?
Yeah.
Hey, they say, hey, Nurse Kill, I'm in my cell. I'm thinking about you.
Well, I'm supervisor, so I don't have to go out into the jail that much. But now when I've worked corrections before I got really back into bodybuilding. So maybe I was more like feminine or looking. So I got a lot more. I don't get that. I get attention, but I get like they'll come to my desk if I have to see, an inmate for whatever reason. And I had this happen several times. The first time it happened, I nearly lost my shit and I almost ended up in a cell because I was talking to the man and he goes, well, sir, how do you want? And I lost it a little bit. I did. I won't. I don't know if my job will see this, but I was like, get him the fuck away from me.
if you see,
And now it's
forget about it.
happened again, and I just let it. I'm like, you're all crazy. So,
Well, you got to remember there's dudes in there that are also looking more feminine than
well, that's the thing. I'm like, listen, I feel sorry for you. I'm way bigger than you, so I get it. How you can confuse me. I go to work. I don't go there to impress anybody, so I have no makeup on. I'm not looking really to,
Yeah,
like how I look now. It's
yeah,
I just roll into work, like roll out of bed, no makeup, little hair gel, so no lashes. So I can understand how you might confuse me with a guy. I mean, I get it.
yeah.
I don't know. They say they listen to my voice. I don't think my voice hasn't changed over, some women, their voices change.
Mm.
My voice hasn't changed. I've always had a deeper tone voice, even when I was, younger.
Yeah, because there's a lot of actors like Angie Harmon. Used to be on Zoli and R. Owls, Kathleen Turner,
Yeah, that type of
Demi
voice. Yeah.
Moore.
Yeah.
They had that sexy husky voice.
Hmm.
And I think that's kind of appealing. Some women do have the light little voice. Some women have the like, There's some women might go as far as sound like Vin Diesel.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
that's a funny story. When I was competing when I was younger, and I'd made it up to junior nationals. And that's another story. I wish I would have finished this. I don't know if you can finish it, but everybody wants their pro card. I wish I
Mhm.
would have just did it when I was younger. But I was in the bathroom at nationals, um, and I swore there was a guy in the bathroom next to me. Bodybuilding was new to me, so I didn't understand, how things are. And this woman came out. I can't remember who it was. It was you'd probably know her if I could remember her name, but she was really attractive. And I thought, oh my goodness, that was scary. So you take certain things, it's going to change your voice. So that's what it is.
Yeah, that's one thing about the thing about that. When they associate bodybuilding, it's always steroids. But if you from when I started doing this stuff, there are another thing. The mainstream sports like football, basketball, baseball, hockey, boxing. There's a high amount of use of steroids. Remember a few years
Yes.
ago they had that whole congressional hearing going after baseball players because they use steroids. Hey, most of the guys are men. Why are you wasting my tax money on that shit? But it's in like one lady I did. If you told me that it's in sports like even golf takes steroids.
They are every sport.
Yeah, even ballerinas take it. I mean, I remember one lady who was a friend when she told me that, ballerinas takes, because you look at some of the ballerina girls, especially when you look really close, especially in your tights. Some of them are almost like built like some figure competitors. They have abdominals, they have the wide backs, because they have to be on their tippy toes a lot. They have to build that muscle. You're not just talking about the guys, the women generally. And the thing people got to realize that it's only one of the factors of the sport.
A small
factor. Everything else is like follow your diet, training, consistency. I mean, you just can't I love this quote from Ronnie Coleman. Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but no one lifts all this heavy ass weight.
Yeah,
and
it's work. It's not just taking a pill and I'm gonna have muscles. No.
Yeah, like those gym bros, like bro, you gotta get bro, bro, and it's just it's not like that. Andre dropped the names. I think he said is Vicky Sims.
Vicky Sims.
What's that thing? He said the lady you're talking about.
No, I don't even remember her name. I could picture who she was. It was at a junior nationals. And I wish I had saved all my magazines. I had stacks because that was the only way to know who was going to show up at a competition. There was no social media to see who you might compete against. So you had to get the magazines and be like, oh, look at her. She might be there, So I wish I had some of them to remember the names of these people.
Well, I used to, like I said, I used to collect as a kid. I got comments. I got the muscle max. I got them in storage room. There we go. She's back. That's a technical gift for me, folks. I got them in the storage room with my comments and stuff. And yeah, I remember one time I was on a field trip. I don't think I was like 14, 15, and I was at the bookstore. And that's back then. You can get the muscle mags in bookstores.
Yep.
And I got an issue. I think it was Women Physique World, and I think Linda Murray was on the cover. And the lady was talking about, she called other things. I'm like this. If I was an older person, I was a kid. If I was older, I'd say, hey, bitch, shut the fuck up, give me my magazine, and let me get out. But I was back in the day when the ladies used to be on the covers, being in magazines, used to be, there was like a 10-page spread of the Miss Olympia.
Oh yeah, it was.
And now, it's like there's Glenn, he's doing his thing, and I shout to Glenn, Amazon Fitness magazine.
Yeah.
Shout out to him because he's you get interviewed Glenn a while back, and he's doing some stuff. It's pretty good. But now most of us again everything's on the internet, and you gotta or on the YouTube. This is from DJ Tim Hamburger DTH. He says so beautiful. Also, he says he has a question for you. Can you flex? That's up to you because
you know what? I won't tell what I wear because my legs are getting so big. I mean, I'm not complaining at all, but I don't think they've ever been this big. So I wear boxers all the time. So I thought, should I change my pants? No one's going to see them. So I cannot stand up with pink boxers on. Not happening.
That's all. We're not gonna ask you that. You're like,
and my arms are,
still a little bit, but if you guys use your imagination, you can go to social media.
Yeah.
Or like, was that? It was an episode of Chappelle Show when they were talking about. They saw a picture of Rosie O'Donnell say, "That's Boy George." He said she got those underwear with the big holes in them.
Yeah, I love my underwear. I love my boxers. They're so. The bigger I'm getting, I'm packing on the pounds, and just everything's so uncomfortable. I'm not used to, the size I'm at. It's all below my waist. I mean, I'm making progress upper here, but my legs just love to grow. And I don't know, maybe I'll be like the first 60-year-old wellness competitor. Who knows?
60? You say you're 60?
By the time I get ready, no, I'm not 60, but
Oh,
I'm just.
I say like say, you know what? There's a lot of women coming to sport who are in the 50s, 60s.
Yes.
You know, this should
And
have
they
the
look
match.
great. They look young,
Yeah,
because it keeps you young.
yeah, it does. It gives you a healthy look to you. Like I was talking to one lady, she told me she was 50. I said, I thought you were 30. You know,
Yep.
and even and also it's a lifestyle. It's not just doing this just to do it. It's
No,
about
it's a
changing things.
lifestyle. Yep.
Yeah, because one thing is I'm like I used to be a lot heavier, but I have changed some things, but still things that are just like especially food. You
Yeah,
know,
that thing.
yeah.
That part.
What's your least favorite and what's your favorite when like your last show? What did you like? You did the Nationals. What
Hmm.
you ate after the Nationals? What was that thing you were craving for? What was that?
My thing is, well, both all I wanted, and I didn't think I'd want this, but for some reason it's all I wanted because my mouth was so dry. I wanted one of those. I love frappuccinos, coffee frappuccinos. I had such a brain freeze. I sucked down like three of them, and I thought my head was going to explode. It was. I'm not a big sweets person. You see all these people like with these cookies they get after. I'm just not a big sweet, but I had some potato chips tucked away, like that type of potato chips. But it seemed, and then at when I went to Nationals too, my brain just, I wanted a Frappuccino. And again, I went and got like three or four.
with Starbucks that she wanted.
I
I know
drove in, I'm like, I'll never forget, I was so thirsty. My mouth was so dry. I'm just like, give me, I don't know, two, three, just give me a couple. And they were looking at me
you could have
like,
drank water.
no, I didn't want water. I wanted something sweet. I just wanted that.
Yeah, it's that the station when food. It can be a weapon and also it can be a
I did
tool.
drink water though. I
Yeah,
rehydrated,
yeah,
but
get hydrated. But then you just wanted that something that with that nice little
cold, yes.
sweet and cold. It hits you back in your throat. Like I like tea. Especially me and my friends went out a while ago. He had to do some shopping. He stopped by. I said, "Hey, what you want to drink?" I said, "I was thinking to say water, but tea came out of my mouth." And I just I should drink because, like I said, I am diabetic, but I'm trying to keep my sugar low level. But every now and then, I like to have something with a
Mm-hmm.
little,
I know, a little
yeah.
something to your palate.
This for me. The one that says like, be careful with YouTube. They be on that too. Yeah, I know, Kale. Also, Andre said I get my steps in walking to the refrigerator, the fridge. Also, he says, yes, Vicky Gates was in the 80s. She's living in Vegas now. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Vicky Sims. Yeah, I remember
Vicky
Vicky back in the
Sims,
day.
yep.
Yes, yeah. And also, I get that now, George. People know I like female bodybuilders. They're like you. You like that. I get that from guys and women. And yeah, like I said, this is the thing about this. As fans of these ladies, we respect them because yes, we do get excited when your ladies are you're on stage, you're shredded, you're glistening with
Mm-hmm.
baby oil and tanning. And, I remember when I first got I used to when I get first my first real computer, and I got on some it was like a message board, and guys who were fan of bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding, and one guy told me, he said, "Hey kid, when when these ladies are shredded, when they're rock hard, we're rock hard." I said, "Yes."
Oh.
Right? We just ever since I started doing this content, I really got to know more, just not just how y'all ladies look, about what drives you, what passion, because you have to have passion for a sport to do
You
it.
have to. You're not going to make it. Yeah. It's not just, oh, I'll try bodybuilding. Either you like it or you don't. It's
Yeah, because
pretty.
no one can, like I said, this is a good thing about it. You got to get up, work out, do this, eat that, do
Make
this,
sure
get
you
that.
eat. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's.
yeah. And anytime you could have just said, you know what, hey, I don't feel like this, but you know what,
You
you
can't.
have, yeah. And who's your coach? Who are you working with?
Scott Lightfoot. He's from Texas.
Yeah.
He's old.
That's it.
He's older. He can relate to the old age issues. No.
Yeah, I think like I said again, with matches coming up and growing, I think they had the match show come up in August. Remember back in the day it had for just for the men, but now because there's more divisions, more opportunities, and then also let's talk about if you heard a while back, I think Tyler Mann mentioned how after the Olympia they could change requirements in men's physique because instead of getting even those
Oh, I
divisions.
was reading something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think it's height and weight requirement. Like if you have like in women's physique in amateur, you have the like unlike when women's bodybuilding, you have light, heavyweight, middleweight, and
Yeah.
always you have the A, B, C, D classes. And I remember back in the day, you remember when about the 2000s when I think it was that really people would put it on, Iris Kyle, but truthfully, it was Kim Zaveski
Mm-hmm.
who kind of, when that last Miss Olympia in '99, she was way bigger than she was when she
Yeah.
beat Windows twice. She started evolving, growing, and then they put in the words the 20% rule. Don't mind it. There's people out here, a little apartment, there people cutting grass, but they put in that 20% rule where they want women to come in a little smaller because they want, hey, we want a little more feminine like that. But
Mm-hmm.
then they decided, okay, they dropped the whole weight class thing, and then they bring physique. And then, like I said again, that division, those women, see, physique is feeding the divisions like women's bodybuilding. The physique and figure divisions are transition divisions where, okay, if you're a figure competitor, you grow up in development, say, you know what, I might well go up
I'll
to
do
physique.
physique. Yeah.
And if you're a bikini girl who's getting those muscles, those aesthetics,
Might as well go up to, figure. Yeah.
it's just like it's about where you want to place. This is from a man KL Wonder. He says, liking female FEBs is a taboo when they going to make it legal. It's legal. It's not no
It's
taboo.
legal.
It's
It is.
legal.
What's illegal about it? What?
It's not like you're stealing somebody's cable or you're selling moonshine.
Yeah.
It's something that's different that society is just not very comfortable with. But there's people like myself, and I know KL, and also other guys out here who are on here because you guys, you come here just to look and talk to me. You want to see Kim, and you're fans, and you respect these ladies. And yes, they do excite you. They do make you feel that that funny feeling like you've been like climbing the rope in gym class. But but you also got to respect these ladies what they do. Also, this is my man Andre says most ladies want ice cream after a contest or burgers. I would
Burgers.
get
That's my food. Actually, I get one burger and fries a week right now, so that's my favorite meal. Favorite.
that's
That's
cheap.
my jam. That's my jam right there.
I remember a while back a lady who had become friendly with Andrea Sauer. I sent her a package for her birthday. It was a while back because it was like I told you earlier. I sent her a package to ladies, and I sent her a package like because I had that list and she was on my list next. And she asked me, George, I got cheat meal. Is there any food in this? And no, it's not. I said, oh, okay. Then I sent her something for her birthday, which was January. And she competed a couple of shows. Said, George, I'm gonna wait after I do my shows, and I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna. And she it sat for almost 4 or 5 months. She finally opened. She loved everything. One thing she liked was these hot flaming cinnamon crunch things. It was too hot for her, but she liked everything else because you know what? I know you ladies like that stuff. I mean, little things like I said again that
Yeah.
really gets you going. Here we got my man K. with one. He says this. He says, I don't know why people make the mistake you as a man, but besides, you got a lot of women, muscular or not, display masculine energy. That's about like that. Also, this is from a man, Andre says, I got to keep my eyes on that Scott Whitefoot. I think he said Lightfoot or Whitefoot.
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot.
His name's Scott Lightfoot. Yes.
Lightfoot. The guy, he might mess up my Mac game trying to holler at Nurse Kim. Dude, hey, come on, dude. Yeah, this is not a dating game.
Yeah,
this is okay, yo. I used to buy.
He's my coach. Yeah,
he's just coach. It's professional,
Mhm.
professional. Okay. All right. I used to buy the Weird Physique World. Boy, my urges was exploding.
Well,
I know there's some sticky pages, yes. So you say you're taking this year off. You really want to grow and develop, and bring you back and everything else. What's the plan for next year?
well, I actually have a photo shoot in November for, I don't know if you know Rob Sims Photography. He does Curves Magazine. You have to check him out. He's on Instagram and Facebook. A well-known photographer. So I have a photo shoot scheduled with him, but that's it. So I'll have to do like a little mini kind of cut for that, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And then we see where we are. We just take it week by week as far as me progressing, but I've got a ways to go.
Yeah.
I don't know how big I'm going to get, but I'm uncomfortable now, but my coach, I talked to him this morning. He's like, we got to put on more weight. And I'm like, oh, no. The good thing is I'm not putting on a whole lot of fat. So I'm maintaining, keeping that down some. So we'll see next year. We have some ideas for shows. I will never, ever in this lifetime get on a stage and do an open class. No. And I debated on doing that because I don't mind doing my age division. So standing up next to someone my age, like, all right, you're my age, you look, but I can't be standing up next to 30-year-olds. I probably in a bodybuilding world, in the regular world, I look better than some 30-year-olds, but at this stage of my life, that's not something I want to do. Even my coach just competed here in Orlando and he did the open and he looked freaking phenomenal. But again, he was up there with these guys, 40 years old with, it really is a difference when you get up in the age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I said, I know. Yesterday I was talking with Lisa. So she said like she wanted to compete with in the master show. I even talked to a lady. Her name is Dr. Christina. She's an actual doctor. She's the one, and she told me how she looks great. She has an amazing body. She's 50. I said, why don't you do open? I said, nah, I don't think I feel comfortable doing open. I'm just going to do it my age.
It's a mind thing too. You can do it, but if you can get past the mental thing, you're going to be standing with people that are like 30, 20 years younger than you. So maybe I shouldn't say never, but not next year.
Yeah, you like say you want to get blowed out. Oh, we got here is my man, Underrated Darkness. Man, salute, bro, Big G, the host in chat. Yeah, Underrated. That's my brother. That's my man, Underrated, coming through. Thank you, Underrated, man. Thank you for blessing my interview. And also, this is from Andre. Says, "Oh, I came to see you, George. I didn't even notice you were interviewing anybody."
Stop.
He says his favorite is Rip Dixon. My favorite, I'm a big fan. Me, Andrew, we did an interview a while back. Great lady. Also, my man KL says, George, be a bodybuilder. Say, be a bodybuilder, George. No, I can't do it. No, I it's one thing trying to lose weight as I do it now, but I can't. I can't.
Don't say you can't.
No, I know I can't. I never say I can't. I know I can't. I have an addictive personality, and I know it. And I'm like I said again, I am a particular type of criminal. I don't have a plane. I don't have a dog chasing cars. And I just and I just like I said, I love anarchy and chaos, and bodybuilding's too formatted and orderly. It's not my thing. I know, Carrie, you don't like it, but I love it because Also, it's from Andre. Says Rob Sims, Florida guy, never heard of him. Well, I never heard of him, but I did an interview with a guy named Sean Nelson. He does a lot of photo sessions.
Yeah, Sean Nelson. He's actually gotten with me about doing a photo shoot. So maybe I'll get up with him at some point. Yeah. I've always wanted to do one of those tape photo shoots, where you just put tape on. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think I see people like Chelsea Dion done it. I think a couple others done it. It's kind of cool because Sean's a pretty cool guy. I interviewed a while back. Great guy, gives me great knowledge. Also, me and KL, I said a session with KL. He interviewed Bill Dobbins, and that guy, he really drops some knowledge. He's a legend. When I went to Savannah, I met Annie Levicchio. And and even though she's in your age group, I think Annie is 60. She looked great. I was a big fan of Annie. She had a great physique, big shoulders, amazing physique, great lines. One thing I think I like about Annie and her, a couple of ladies, this is something just me as a guy, me personally as a fan, they never bit to the will of silicone. I know a lot of ladies get it because it makes them.
Me neither. Never bit the bullet.
Yeah, I think we all know as men, we find breasts aesthetically pleasing because I'm not a big boob guy. I like a nice pair. But you see some women now where
it looks ridiculous. It looks like two round balls on your especially when you get lean. It looks so they're not placed right. It's just you could see the round implants.
I know a lady who's friends with a lady who has them, and she competed. I saw Savannah last year, and now she got them redone. And I tell her I pick her because that's a friend of hers. Say, you know what, your friend made me think about like a Rocky Balboa, like I'm gonna cook you. Like I said, as a guy, I like a nice pair, but when they get to the point where they just like cartoonish and too,
That's
also my thing is like if she gets on top and she hits me in those things, I feel like I've been in a fight with Mike Tyson. I mean,
you
but
might get injured.
yeah, yeah, I got some, but then I'm look like, yeah, I just like, yeah, I went out with this girl last night. Oh, you mean, Big Booby Betty? Say, yeah, yeah. Well, okay, no, but this is
Well, you were talking about Savannah. I That's on my bucket list because that's where I started bodybuilding, was Savannah.
well, I guess some bad news for you. That show has,
No, they got rid of it.
yeah, Linda, this weekend is the Atlanta Pro. This is Linda the second.
Yep.
This is the second year for it, and I think because this year has been a great year for women's bodybuilding. I mean, even physique, as you know, cutting back on shows. They dropped Portugal Pro. Yeah,
Yep.
that's that.
It's
Yeah, Linda, her show, Savannah's gone. They just had a couple of shows this weekend. One show was in Brazil. They had women's bodybuilding last year, but didn't have it this year.
How
Um,
did I miss that? I didn't know that.
yeah, I mean, I try to. This is one thing. This is about me. I have to keep up. I have to be
Yeah,
like
you
one.
have to keep
One
up.
things my master Razago taught me, young master Wayne. Beware of surrounds at all time. Never give sure footing for a killing blow. And also when you face the enemy and he walks right behind you and stab you in the heart like Arnold did to your divisions in the classic. But yeah, it's just this show only had two women competing. You know, um, I know, and then now with the point systems gone, I think it doesn't give a lot of ladies incentive to do shows when they don't have the opportunity. That's why they brought in the Masters because it's an opportunity for I did everyone ladies competing in the Masters. A couple of ladies competing in the Masters coming in August. I got one coming up, and I think because the growing number of women in your age group that coming in, it's an opportunity for them. This is from man, my man, the underrated. He said like this: a breast man. I'm more like my man Billy Gunn. I'm an ass man. I mean, I used to work at strip club. We call it booty club. And also, this is from Andre. He says, I'm starting to wonder why a lot of brothers be after Nurse Kim. I thought she was only. I was only the one. Well, you're not. It's not like you're the Highlander. It can't be only one. It's a very attractive woman. You get these men acting like, you get these men acting like, you like that guy, the booty warrior say, I like you and I want you. You can do it the easy way or the hard ways. The tourist word. I'm not talking about man's butt. I don't like men. I prefer women's butt. No, no man's butt for me. No, no. There's nothing a man can do for me. No, no. I know you working in the prison system. Those guys. Hey, that's
Yep.
why I would never want to go to prison. No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
you don't.
no. No, no, I just no, no, no. I gotta do two things. I gotta be either I gotta do a lot of fighting or be the crazy dude. And I think I can do crazy real good. Okay. Also, this is my man KL the one who says altogether, Nurse Kim, how long have you been competing? So, like I said, counting we started in the '90s and now in the last 2 years, so that's like almost like 20 years. You think, or like nearly about
So let's see. I started when I was 23, I think. Yeah, I took time off when I had kids, and then I had cancer, so I took that time off, obviously. Um, so that's actually when I got back into working out and training, when I was trying to get healthy again. I'm like, because I looked like this big around. It was scary. So as far as shows go, I did 3 when I was younger, and then 2 recently. So I haven't done competed that much.
still pretty much, even though you started out early, we still kind of took that step back, raise your kids, and enjoy your life. And you haven't been competing in long. I know I did interview a lady. Her name is Melanie Horton. She started out right about the same time as you did. She's friends with Laura Beniti. And yeah, she turned pro around like 94, 95. I remember she said, and she made her first debut was '99 at the Olympia, Miss Olympia.
Mhm.
And then she took a step back and she had a couple of kids. I think both her kids now in college. She's still with her husband, and she wanted to compete at the master show, but she getting invited. But I tell her, hey, it's always next year because this is just something
Mhm.
new. and they probably want to see. I think they're talking about
Yeah.
bringing it to the States next year because it's cheaper to do it over there in Romania, but it's cheap cost to travel. This is from man, you're gonna like his name, Balls Deep. He says, "Good afternoon, gorgeous." He says, "What up and salute." Also he says, "Chicago in here." He says, "Smash that like button." And also, this is from our man Andre says, "Attention, Nurse Kim. All the black guys in here, they like you." Well, like I said, yeah. Well, men, we like a woman, and like I said, especially if she's a pretty woman, and we want to feel beholden to her for taking her time and talking with us. But like I said, yeah, it's just like I said again, we as fans, and what we call us fans, we call us schmoes. But I remember one lady told me that
Yeah.
you're not schmoes, you're friends.
I call friends. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what? It's like you got to think about it. Not a lot of people, said again, don't like the idea of women changing their aesthetics, the femininity thing, getting
Nope.
muscles, getting that. But those guys that like it, and even though, like I said, if you look at the bodybuilding in whole, you break down the fan base. You go here with the men. Their fan base is going to mostly guys who are a fan of bodybuilding, guys
Hmm.
who are come say come saw, and a few women.
Yeah.
They have a larger fan base. Now, other than bikini, which has guys who like hot chicks in bikinis, and that's mostly about every guy in the world, might
And
as well
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
But then with you women, you have this small fan base, which is guys who love women who are fit, muscular. They get excited. Like I said, they get excited when you got all the tanning oil on, and you got to, you're shiny, sparkling. Like I remember that last Miss Olympia for Bev Francis, where she came out and she just looked like she was like it's like a knight going for one more joust. Her arm was shining. I mean, it was just something about it. It was just something, she's on the stage, she's turning around, she's doing a routine, she's posing, the lights are popping off. I mean, and I know when y'all ladies are that, you gotta remember, people can forget at that time, y'all ladies are in y'all most weakest, you most stressed.
Yes.
I did interview a lady named Jennifer Sater. She fainted at the Olympia about 20 years ago. And you risking your life and your
It is.
health.
Yeah.
And you as a nurse should know that. This is a test. And what that long ago we had a bunch of deaths.
Yeah. No, that's one thing I just, because after my first show last year, my labs were just horrible. So I probably shouldn't have maybe jumped on a second show, but I did. And then I crashed. So we are watching. My health is my first priority above what I'm looking like competing. I'm not going to jeopardize my health. Um, I just won't do it. It's just not worth it. I got a grandbaby. I've got too much because some of these people get a little carried. You get carried away. You do. You get obsessed. You'll do anything, to get bigger or when you're getting ready for a show to get leaner, but no can do for me. So we're being extra cautious. I'm getting lab work done. We're staying on top of like my blood sugars. My coach is really on top of everything. So talking about health, it's yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it's a good thing because people keep forgetting. I was talking to a lady this morning how we talked about how it's important to stay up on your medical stuff, get your labs, get your
Get your
tested.
labs.
Yeah,
You think you're okay, and then you get your labs, and you're like, damn. And then if you don't know, stuff's creeping in the wrong direction, and you keep on, that's where you're gonna have issues. So
yeah. This happened to me about a month ago. I was working out, and my head was lightheaded. My blood pressure was really low, and what it was, I was dehydrated. I
oh
mean,
yeah.
and that, I had to be, like I said, I hadn't worked out for a good while, but I'm trying to get back in the gym because I want to take it easy. Because you know what, this was, like I said, before my mom passed, I was nearly 500 pounds,
Oh wow.
and I had to make a lot of changes. I still indulge in little things, but still I was just getting a little smarter. And I started working out. I remember something with me. I have a heart condition. I have a pacemaker, and I can't have too much fluid around my heart. So, so the medication I'm taking, they had to pull it back on. And
Hmm.
now I'm a little better. I just had to be a little smarter and just really, you really have to be consistent and be on top.
It's yes.
Yeah. This is from a man, Balls Deep. He says, Kim can be my nurse anytime. You got his competition says, Andre says, Balls Deep, get in line, LL. And also, this is from a man, KL. I says, it was good. It was going good till you got the dude, that Joker. Well,
Well.
You can hate him, you can love him, but he is one of the most popular villains in comic history. He has been in dozens of movies, has his own movie. He's Joker and Batman. That's what I'm a big Batman fan. I'm a big comic
Hmm.
fan. I just
I love the Joker. Yeah.
my feeling is the best Jokers is I would say like this: Heath, Jack, Caesar. Worst Joker, Jared Leto, and I didn't like Joaquin Phoenix is that much. You know, it's kind of like like who's the best Batman?
Yeah.
I go I go Christian Bale. Some guys would say Ben Affleck. Other guys would say
No.
Michael Keaton. You go like Bond. Who's the best Bond? Me
Same
personally,
thing. Mhm.
I would say Roger Moore.
Hands
People,
down.
yeah, people talk about Sean Connery. Sean Connery's first, yes, but Roger was more smooth. He had those piercing blue eyes. He had that.
Hmm.
That's hello, Mrs. Moneypenny. It was just he was a great Bond. Daniel Craig. This is from man Andre says. He says Adam West. Love Adam West.
Hmm.
Grew up watching that show. Him and Burt Ward. Batman. La 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 la. You know. Also, this is a question from a man, Ball State, and it's real personal. You don't want to answer. You don't want it. He says, she got OnlyFans. If like I said again, if you want to find out Ball State, her social media stuff in the description.
Hmm.
You can go and check her out. But here's the thing, Ball State. I know you're cool to do Ball State, but you never know with some guys. No D pics. And also, this is from a man, Ball State. Joker is the MVP of villains. You go like this. You go like this. You go Joker, Lex Luthor. Who else would I say? I'll say Joker, Lex Luthor. I don't know a lot of the Magneto and Darkseid and Thanos. That's how you go. Those are top. Those are like the Mount Rushmore of villains. I would say like that. And this is my man Balls. He says Michael Keaton. Love Michael Keaton. He said that Flash movie was bad. They just didn't do it right. I mean, it should have kept him careful. That was a mess, but we're not getting into that too much. And and folks, like I said, we're not gonna hold it too long because you know what?
Oh my goodness. I'm
Yeah,
sitting outside on my porch and I know the weather here is going to be bad and it's looking like Tornado Alley right
yeah,
here.
I know. This past, I think right in North
You
Carolina,
can see it's getting dark out.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you're right there. You're close to the Gulf there. You're
Yeah.
out there. Because you're out there in the middle of the ocean. I'm in North Carolina. I think we're like 100 miles from Myrtle Beach. We had some
Hmm.
nasty weather the past 2 days. It got awful. I mean, but I think it's gonna be something. What is it about it? When it rains, it's like it's hot and steamy. You just like
That,
your clothes
yeah.
clean on you.
That's how it is here. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're running. Your clothes are clean on you. Your neighbor's like, is that Kim running? Really? I say, so what are you doing, honey? Oh no, son, I'm just gonna go out and cut the grass. You just cut this one spot. So, yeah, but it's good for you. We have here is this is from Andre says, Nurse Kim saying to myself, these black folks are cray, ha ha ha. Yeah, I know. Come on, don't make it a black thing. It
It's
is
not.
any
Yeah.
man's cray. They don't
Any
make it a black
man.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
any man.
Definitely
Okay.
not a colored thing.
Yeah, it's not a color thing.
No.
It's not an ethnic thing. It's just about people.
Yeah.
How was your day, Kim? And that's from my man Balls Deep. So how we like say you just got off of work? Like was it you about to go into work, right?
Actually, thank you for asking. I
Uh-huh.
had one of the best days I've had. I've been struggling with this night shift. So we're trying some new supplements, some new medication. I'm working with a functional medicine practitioner. So I think it's working because normally I would sleep all day. I don't know if you've seen my stories and I get on to talk about me in the night shift because I sleep on my days off. So I got up today miraculously about 11 a.m. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's a big deal. So I think it's working, whatever I'm doing. Yeah.
Mhm.
I still don't like the night shift. I'm still trying to get off the night shift, but at least I'm up and able to function.
Yeah, one of my jobs. I used to work at a meat packing processing plant, and I had to go into work be on the floor by 3 o'clock, and sometimes we get out of there to like about 1 o'clock. I didn't get home till almost 2 o'clock, and I used to say again, I worked nightclub, with the club, getting to work by 7, then usually don't leave the club till like about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
We got to clean up, and we have to clean up around, get condoms and stuff out of the way and like that. But that's just one of the things about working at a strip club. Guys be like, hey yo, whoa, hey yo, you know. But this is from also, this is from it said, that's came about the movie you're in. Promote yourself. So you got a movie you're in, or you just you
Oh,
know?
who's that from?
I think that's from Andre.
Oh, the movie I was in.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah. So my first family is a movie. I'm not sure where they are in production. It was a movie anti-bullying. The company is AMRAC. Sean Roberts was the producer. I'm not sure if it's out yet. I had a small part. Well, maybe not that small. A small. It was like good versus evil. So of course I played the devil. Red hair and it was the angels. Yeah, it's kind of a cool movie, and it had to do with it's an anti-bullying company, and I think it'll be like at small film festivals. But I haven't heard from him, so I'm not sure where they are in as far as the production. I thought you just you go film a movie and it's out like the next week. He's like, no, Kim, it takes a while. So, and this was last year when I filmed for it. So when I find out about it, I'll definitely post it, on my page.
Well, that's cool because I got a friend of mine. Her name is Tisha Tigress Thomas. She did a documentary called "I Am the Tigress," and I think it started. She started that. They did documentary around about 2018, and it didn't come out till I think 2021 because you got to do a lot of post production. You got to go back,
Yeah.
fix this, fix that. Some movies like there's movies that took 2 or 3 years to come out.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't realize how long it takes.
Yeah. You just like it doesn't like people don't say like you just do a movie, boom, 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 it's out.
Yeah.
You have to edit, do this, do
Edit.
that, retouch. Sometimes you have to do sounds. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going into the movies. This is from Man Balti. He says this. He says, that grave ship is a slave ship. So,
yeah. No, I can't agree more.
yeah. And also, this is a man. He says this a sexy devil. You remember that movie with Elizabeth Hurley? She played the devil. Was it?
Oh yeah. I can't remember. I like that movie.
I mean, if she's the devil, I'm going to hell. I mean,
Yeah. What was the name of that movie? I remember.
It was based on a movie I saw. Dudley Moore was a remake from an old Dudley Moore movie.
Yeah.
And
I can't think of the name.
Bedazzled.
Was it?
Yeah. That's what Balti. Yeah. That's what Balti said. Exactly. It was Bedazzled. Yeah, I remember that. And and also Ballsy got to say this. He says, "Nice rack," and and also Andre says she was kicking ass. Yeah. And also Andre says this: making a movie takes just as long as putting on muscle. Yeah, it's just developing and putting together. And this is for man Lawrence Perkins coming through. He says, "Hey, Nurse Kim, George, and everyone. Hey, Lawrence.
Hey.
So like I said, we don't heard too much longer. Like I said, she's a busy lady. She took some time out for me. Like I said, we've been talking quite some time on social media. Like I said again, it's great when you get these ladies come on here and and just they want to talk to you. I feel like a little bit of springtime, and just enjoy having these conversations. Because like ladies like yourself who had your boots on the ground, 10 toes down, like I call it, you were coming up the time when there were legends, and now you're coming up time with these up and comers, and it's tough being, like I said, being a nurse, being a mom, being a grandma, being on social media. I mean,
I'm starting my own business in the mix of all this also. So.
And also being a survivor of cancer.
Yeah.
Because cancer, I mean, I watch those commercials with their little kids. I mean, one look and said, "You can't play with children." I want to cry because, oh my God, why does little baby got cancer?
Oh my gosh, yes, those commercials. Yeah.
Yeah, they just
yeah, I cry every time.
Yeah, especially this new one with a little girl said, "You can't play with children."
God,
I said, "Oh my God!" And, like I said, I never had kids, but I did help raise my nieces and nephews. And I love children. I mean, there's a part of me that it's one thing. I never became father, but I was kind of for my nieces and nephews, the younger ones. I was a father figure, especially like, hey, you want to borrow money? Say, Uncle George. Oh, okay, all right. But yeah, I said, we got here from my man Balls. He says, have a good day, beautiful. You get
Thank
these guys.
you.
I'll tell you like this. When you get a new girl on here, when George get a new girl on here, so he find them up when they come on here. They be like, get excited. He said, George got a new girl. He got a new girl. And also this is from your boy Andre. He needs to behave himself sometimes.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, I'm just like black folks always showing up late.
What?
Yo, man, yeah,
What?
yeah,
Stop.
nah. Stop it,
Stop
man,
it.
stop it.
Stop.
I
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not even
want to
going
do
to
this.
say.
I like you, Andre, but if you do this one more time, I will block you. This is my channel. I mean, and I'm black.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that. Yeah, and sometimes, hey, I may not. Yeah, I know CBT times is a thing, but sometimes I do come on time. Come on time. Okay, so anyway, we do like to appreciate the lovely Mrs. Watson for coming through and talking with us, share her story. Wish her our best of luck in this upcoming season. Maybe we get to see her. There's quite a few opportunities for. As we have shows like the Gary Unit shows. We have Masters Class. Also, I think there's also the North Americans. There's next
Yeah.
year. I mean, there's a range of
Next year. Yeah.
yeah, and really, I lady like yourself who's been in this game, who, like I said again, who's been with standing show some legends, and instead say with people like Amanda, who are coming up this sport. I really respect what y'all ladies do. I mean, I'm fond of the fact of yes, your beautiful buff muscular vascular bodies do excite me, but I do like these conversations with you and understanding what drives someone like yourself. You could have just stick with just working out and doing your job, but you come to a sport where which there's not a lot of money, not a lot of recognition. You have to deal with people being completely just complete total dicks.
Dicks.
Yes,
Yeah, we said it at the same time.
yes, we said at the same time. The great minds think alike, and and to do what you got to do, and to get up in the morning and to some days where you want to like I know sometimes when I go out so there's some days I don't always go work out.
Yes.
My bed's like my lover.
Yeah. It's like,
She holds me and I just say I don't want to leave you, baby. You make me feel it's like that. It make me feel so good. Make me feel good. And you do this, and you got the love and support of your boys. You love and support of your baby, your co-workers, the guys in the lockup. But if you like I said this, if you could change anything in this sport, what would you like to see change in your mindset?
I miss the good old days. I know that's just when it was just one thing, but that's never going to happen. But I don't think I'd change anything really. You know, um, I would like to see more of a difference because this is like a little pet peeve of mine with the figure and physique. Like I watch those categories and I think figure is just physique people who want to wear heels. Like I think there needs to be, and I read over like what the criteria, what they're looking for, but when I see them on stage, I'm like, and here I am trying to compete in physique. So that's the only little issue I have.
Well,
If I
I
could
think
change something.
yeah, I think a lot of ladies would agree with you on that. I know when they're talking about putting those possibly in the future, put those criteria in women's physique. I know some ladies I'm comfortable with. Some ladies say they like the idea. Others say they didn't like the idea because that would force them to either go up or maybe have to go down to division, especially if you have to go back and wear those clean heels again.
Maybe
And
do more divisions in bodybuilding because some of these physique people look like bodybuilders to me. They should, step it up.
well, his thing is some of those ladies who have those aesthetics, like the muscle bellies and all that,
Yes.
the adductors, like I look at somebody like Emily Sherbert. She's not as big, but she has quads bigger than some physique competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Look at somebody like Nadia Cuejo. She has that because she has that taper look, but she's still a bit bigger. Look at one of my favorite, Andrea Shaw. I love Andrea. She has that
Yes.
combination of
Yes. She's
because
pretty. Yeah.
she reminds me of a
Beautiful.
lady that you remember back in the day, Andre Harris White. She looks, kind of like it's like a cross between Andre Harris White.
She did maybe that's who someone from back in the day bodybuilding. I couldn't
Yeah,
picture.
yeah. And the thing with the physique division is supposed to be based on the Linda Murray look from back in the day.
Yes.
But
Yes.
now, as you know, it's evolving. I think some of the women look more like Iris Kyle, Even if I
Hmm.
like, I was trying to come back about 3 years ago, but
Yep.
she got sick for the show. She couldn't. I don't know if she could still stand the stage with some of these women now. And yeah, women like Yaxino King, who I think she came back and compete for a minute. You have women who are the new generation, like someone like Michaela Aycock. She's around your neck of the woods.
Yes,
Um,
she's.
yeah, Sherry Priyami, who I did interview a while back.
Hmm.
Florida is to me has been a mecca for bodybuilding. I think the Southern California, Florida, Texas.
Hmm.
I mean,
Texas. Yeah.
it's really growing in the past few years. This is from you know to my man Andre says, I sent invites to all the female bodybuilders on my list. None came in here, so I don't expect them to do. So that's I can't expect anybody to come in if they don't want to. Also, my man Baldy said female bodybuilding needs more money. No, truthfully, bodybuilding in general needs more money.
Yep.
If you can like this, because it's not considered a very pleasing sport, the mindset, because you always debate about steroids. If you can bring in like, okay, some of these big companies, like, okay, a lot of companies use stuff like, something like just Reebok alone, or
Hmm.
maybe
Nike,
like
even
some,
Nike. I wear Nike stuff all
yeah,
the
or like
time.
Propel. Some ladies drink a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the
Just
drinks. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Under Armour, stuff like that. If two of those companies come in and they could back the IFBB, and the EPC, that could really help in sports, spend more. And also, if there's more, like one thing is more benefits as compared when you hit the pro level. You should be
Hmm.
able to, okay, like you said like this, as a nurse, you have to get yourself checked out. Make sure your blood work is done. Also, you get that pro card. You don't have to pay like almost $300 a year, and
Hmm. What do
so
you get?
yeah.
What are there benefits with that pro card nowadays? I don't think so.
Yeah, you
Um,
don't. Yeah, there's no
besides
like.
saying I have a pro card.
Yeah, because you know what that could help. Like, okay, you have life insurance, health insurance. If something happens, like I got a friend of mine. He used to play football back in the day. He played professional level for 7 years. After he retired, started in bodybuilding. Even though he still gets a pension. And
Yeah.
he wasn't like the top level competitor. He was decent, but he still gets a good chunk of a good chunk of change from his years as a pro. Um, Also, this is from man Andre says, they need to get paid more money than guys get. Well, his thing is, we all know, and this is a quote.
Yeah.
This is from the language in pimping. The men's divisions are the bottom bitch.
Yeah.
They're the ones who bring in the money. Women not gonna get paid. But least here's the thing like this: if somebody like Heidi Shurpit, a big Robinson, walk away with nearly $500,000, Andrew Shaw and Terry Quayle only gets like maybe $56,000. You know, it should at least, I would say like this: how about 100,000 for Miss Olympia?
Right.
You know, like if you have, if they have, like say, or like prize money to shows, like okay, your people for show. Last show I think I saw was like 2 or 3,000 euros, and that's not much after you got to count. Instead again, your suits, your
Yeah.
posing,
That's nothing.
your makeup,
Nothing.
your hair, your travel
Yeah.
expenses. I mean, some women come from other countries. That's why that show in Portugal had two female bodybuilders, one from Russia, one from Brazil. Not too many Americans want to travel because there's more opportunities here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if there was more, if they had maybe a little bit more better cash flow, they would travel to these
Hmm.
places and they can afford to take the trips. They afford to do this. They don't have to break their necks. Some ladies are trainers. Some ladies have regular jobs like yourself. Some ladies do OnlyFans. Some ladies do her biceps. They do
Hmm.
as we call them in the small world, the beat the meat websites. That's what they are.
Yeah.
But it's the way to make income and it's a way to monetize yourself. And it's how you want to grow. Um, this is from Balls. He says, Lola Montez definitely should be FB, not physique. Lola's still on the small side. She has those aesthetics, broad shoulders, she's shredded, but she's still a small size. If they could make maybe have different requirements, but she's still a small size. Also, this is from Andre says, Laura Cravel, I think was her name. Big fan of Laura Cravel, and
Hmm.
remember her beautiful, great, she was kind of like
Hmm.
2 time, I think 3 time Miss International,
Yeah.
multiple time, always second runner up for the Miss Olympia. Also this lady Laura Cravel, and also this is from Ball Deep. That's it, buddy. Shout out to Ball Deep. And also Andre says this says I can't believe the women gets like $1,000 if they get paid You got guys get $100,000. Well, sometimes the guys get like maybe three. I think Arnold, he shot the price for the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic this year, but after he kicked out women's bodybuilding, physique, and figure. He got 212, but I don't give a damn about the guys. This is not comes about women. But we all know this thing is that Arnold don't have too much control. It's other people that's running the shows, like somebody tell me, and they feel like because it's not a lot, you want to get your money back out of these shows. And one thing is, if one thing we say this, if you can take the time and you had to wait, go to the shows, even amateur shows. It's the amateur shows that keep up some of these pro am shows because you got to think about it. You pay like $200-300 per class. And then and that money goes bounce back to the pro level, and then if you're lucky, if you do a show that you might get your prize money back, your interest fee money back. So anyway, folks, we just had a lovely conversation with a lovely lady here, and also the main boss says like, female bodybuilders gotta develop a brand. Well, that's the hard part. They're going to only have a small niche, and if you do, but one thing I think should have like this is someone like Chelsea Dion, Andrew Shaw, some of the others, if they can get out there like in the public more, like if they can do interviews like something like NBC News, Good Morning America, even bringing back the ESPN and do interviews. I mean, get some attention, but it's hard because the mainstream's not ready for it. And this is my man Andre. He's stupid. He says, George, it's a beat the beat websites. Oh, George, that was funny. That's what they are, Andre. You know that. You know that. We don't be looking. Yes, we look at the girls, but sometimes when you're sitting there like chilling. You have sons. You found some little things under the bed when you're cleaning up. But also he says this. If I see men's bodybuilding shows, I turn the channel. Well, that's okay. And also, this is from my man Ballsy. It should bring back American Gladiators. Well, it did years ago, but they didn't use any real bodybuilders. They used some. I think one lady was kind of like a power lifter. A lot of them were fitness models. You saw the documentary you got about the bodybuilding show. This is just about American Gladiators. I used to love watch that show. I think it was one of the shows that really popularized female bodybuilders.
Actually, this is a funny. I tried out in Georgia. I went up to Atlanta and tried out for American Gladiators, and met them all. There was a big crowd.
Yeah, because the late Richard, late Tanya Knight, and
I met her and all them. Ice.
Yeah.
Name.
Yeah. So rest in peace. Remember Tanya Knight, beautiful lady, great physique. Champion in her own right. But folks, like I said again, we do appreciate the lovely Mrs. Washington taking time out here. I'd like to thank anybody coming through. My man Andre Alexander, Balls Deep, Kale the Wander, Lawrence Perkins, my man, the underrated Darkness are coming through. Everybody watch and follow me on my social media platforms. Watch it. If you missed the video, you can watch it later. Follow Kim. Also, her information in the description. And here's the thing like this. This is guys out there. If you're interested, like I said, she's the amateurs. And as an amateur, she does have a job. It's not enough to pay for what it costs of being a competitor. But if you're someone out there who's interested in sponsors, ladies, reach out and have genuine interest. But don't be this weird guy saying, hey, Kim, I know you're Nurse Kim. You want to give me a sponge back? No. Stop it. Saying, Mrs. Watson, I want to see you grow as an athlete. So if you need something from me, let me know. We have a contract. We put it together. We support you. If you want to do a show and you need somebody to fly you out, we'll fly you out. All the little things that we can help you along the way. This is from my man Ballsy. He says this. He says, I'll put a little something on her phone bill. He always says that, and he's laughing at you. And also, this is from Thanks George and Kim Fitness Boo. And also, this is from man Andre says Hulk Hogan and Ali Daughter was the host of that new show. Yeah, and it's an old show now. Yeah, I remember that show. I watched a couple episodes. It wasn't that good. I was a big fan of Hulk Hogan until he said a certain word, and I was watching this video of it was Booker T. I think I sent it to you later, but I remember to find it. It's Booker T talking about how we'll come for you. He's talking about Hulk Hogan. But I remember Hulk was so tan back there. You think, Hulk, are you? But that's a different story. But folks, We'd like to thank the lovely Miss or Watson, Mrs. Watson, for coming through. While you're here, ma'am, do you have anybody you want to shout out to, and just let just appreciation to?
One person that has helped me is Kim Fit-Ass Haynes. She's my best friend. I wouldn't be where I am today without her friendship. She puts me in my place, which I like. It keeps me on fucking track. And my coach, who is doing amazing. Because I'm a handful. I really am. I'm not gonna lie.
See, growing up with three older sisters and my mother, I learned a long time ago, women are always going to be a handful.
Yeah, I'm a like big handful. Big hand. You need big hands.
Big hands, he said. Hey guys, and this is my man Balls Deep. He says, "Ah, ain't that sweet?
Yes, it
I can hear the
is.
hate in your voice, Balls Deep.
Yeah.
Hate, hate, take a hearing.
But
Sweet soda.
you got to shout out to the people who are support, for you there every day,
Yeah,
and she's one of those. She's there for me every day.
yeah. Well, Miss Kim, we'd like to thank you for kicking her ass and getting her in line. You know, Mr. Lightfoot, well, thank you for being a good coach. Shout out to your kids. Shout out to your baby, Ocean. I hope he's doing all right. We appreciate you for being who you are. Much respect. Like I said again, these these competitors, being men and women, you know, they go through a lot, folks. And if you are someone out there who has the means and the way to help out these people, these competitors, only thing maybe just like I said, it don't have to be a lot, just little things. Like I said again, her search
Everything
myself,
helps. Yeah.
yeah, anything helps. Her search myself in the description. If you're in her area, if you see her, she's getting gas, hey, pay for her gas. If she's at some place like shopping, if you got a few bucks, hey, you know what? Let me buy you this. If you like, if you come short, like, hey, I can't get this whey powder. Hey, I'll buy it for you. Just the little things you can do to help these ladies and these competitors. Because like I said, it's tough. This is a sport where it's mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, it's a drain. And there's days I know you have those days where you know what you say to yourself, I don't know why I keep doing this.
Yeah, I had one of those yesterday. And
Yeah.
you sit and you wonder, like, okay, you got to remember, like, why am I doing this again? When maybe money gets tight, or it's one of those days where I think I'm not looking where I should be looking. And I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I snap out of it, and we get back on track.
Yeah. But like I said, I do appreciate your time.
Well, thank you
I
for doing what you do and
Well,
your
you know what?
support.
This is the thing I like to say. I know KL he hates when I say because he's a hater. It's from my favorite. It's from my favorite scene from Batman Begins when at the end of the movie when James Gordon he became Lieutenant Gordon at that time. He says this. I forgot to thank you, and Batman turns around and says you never have to. Because like I said, I enjoy doing this. It gives me a purpose. When my mom passed, I didn't have much anything else. She was my woman. I never had kids. I don't have a woman. She was my woman. And I was doing this to help dealing with her stuff. And I reach out to ladies like yourself who are, I just respect what you do. And I'd like to give y'all attention because, like I said, I have a small platform. If you look on especially on YouTube and on social media, there's so few channels that talk about your ladies. Like there's DD on the spot. There's Female Bottom
Mm.
channel. There's David, from Female Bottom Forum. Even there's Glenn. There's so few channels that talk about your ladies because most of the channels we talk about the men because the men are always going to bring in the attention. But your ladies, you put just as much work you do. You work just as hard and you have to sacrifice a lot more compared to men. Are you crying?
You're making me cry.
There's no
Well,
crying in bodybuilding.
I have to shout out too because this is when I first came on the scene and I wasn't sure, what am I going to pull this off? And he just like believed in me, and I was like, why is this man reaching out to me? And I thought it was just like he must want something, but he kept on and he kept talking with me, and I was like, God, this guy's genuine. It was Christian from Strength Addicts. Um,
Christian Dukes.
Christian Duke. It was another one with Kim like pushing me, but I was like, who is this man? And he would just be like, be very supportive. I'm like, he doesn't even know me, and I was just getting back into it, and I'm like, God, he really like believes in me. So he was like the first person.
Well, shout out to Christian Dukes. I watched some of his stuff on YouTube. Great guy. He's fluent Spanish. I've seen the
Yes.
interviews. His is even like this one time I was watching a thing was like when George W. Bush was running, and he talks regularly. He sounds like a dummy, but then he speaks Spanish fluent. He
Yep.
doesn't. He don't have that stutter or anything. I said, what? He speaks Spanish that good? But he lived in Compton. So that was before the neighborhood went back. But
So
this is from
that's it. I'm done.
yeah.
Don't the
but
shout outs.
but this is from the man. Muscle Sports shows that guys that host the show. He's also racist stuff. Yeah, I know that, but who cares? Okay, but this is my show, and everyone needs support. And shout out to you. So we like to thank again the lovely, Mrs. Kim Watson, Nurse Fitness. If you are, like I said, if you are someone out there and interested in supporting her, like I said, her social stuff in the description. You can go to her IG. She has a Cash App. She has a PayPal. It could be no more than $10, $20. Something, a small little tidbit to help her in her process. She's not competing this year, but she can always stack her chips, put it towards next year, and maybe next year we could get a pro card. And she'll be now Kim Watson,
Yes.
IFBB Pro. Yeah.
That's not okay. One other thing, we've been talking a lot, but I'm going to tell you a secret. I mean, yeah, I want to get my pro card, but that's not the title I'm going to lead bodybuilding with. I have a bigger title. This is going to sound crazy, but I always said this when I got back. I will be the oldest women bodybuilder up on that stage one day. There's a couple of them out there. I'm going to take their place, and I'm going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. So all you people watching me, I'm not going anywhere. Just give it up, because I will be the oldest woman on that stage one day.
Actually, as a woman, actually beat you. She's a lady who's 77 years old. She's a pro.
See, but she's going to die soon.
That's cool. Cold-blooded.
You know what I mean? She will, like in 20 years, or maybe she'll live to be 90. God knows she might still be doing it when she's 90. I didn't mean die soon. You know what I mean? Die off the scene. But she may keep going. I don't know.
Yeah, well, like I said, we hope for you that, and thank you for sharing that secret with me. I mean,
that's something
I feel so special.
Yeah, I've only told one other person because it's kind of out there, but I follow Rebecca Woody, and there's Ernestine. There's a couple ladies, and I always look. I'm like, that's going to be me someday. That's going to be me, because I'm not going anywhere. Even if I never get my pro card, so be it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to still do my thing.
You're just going to keep on there fighting.
I'm going to keep on just doing what I love.
Yeah, and this is from Man Balls Deep. He says this, keep kicking ass, Kim. I want to give you a big hug, but I'm a muscle pro small. You might excite me. So I have
to go eat. It's
I got to start cooking myself too. It's almost my supper time too. But we'd like to thank again. We'd like to thank Miss Kim coming through. Appreciate everybody for coming here. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Follow her on social media. Reach out to her if you're interested in supporting her. But guys, and it's to you, Andre, and all you guys out there, you sick freaks, you pervs, yeah, weirdos, yeah. No D-pics. Stop it. Get some help. I know you see ladies like this all buff and shredded. You get that tickle in your pickle. You get that pump in your pole. But stop it. Stop it. All right, folks. Anyway, thank you for coming through. Thank you. MuscleTalk Monday, episode 144. Special MuscleTalk Monday, I would say. I'd like to thank my lovely host, Miss Kim Watson. I'd like to thank everybody who came through here. Like, comment, subscribe, share, support these competitors in the sport of bodybuilding, and reach out to them and be genuine. Anyway, this is man always Joy Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Have a good rest of your week.